Kling 2.0 has just been released, but is it any good? In this video, I'll be comparing it against Google VEO 2 and Runway Gen 4. I will also start off by comparing it against Kling 1.6 because that one was already pretty good. So let's see how good it is in terms of all the different prompts that I've prepared in this video. And if you want to follow along or generate these videos yourself, then I will leave a link in the description down below where you can check out Kling AI. Now, first of all, let me show you what is new inside Kling AI. So if we head over to image generation, we see we have a new Colors 2.0, which has better prompt adherence and enhanced image quality. For this video, I'll be using all the images generated through Colors 2.0. Then next up, we have video generation. Here you can switch from 1.6 to 2.0, which has even better dynamics and prompt adherence. So let's actually put this to the test and let's see if we compare 1.6 against 2.0, how good this will perform. According to Kling AI, there are three things that are better in the new 2.0 version compared to 1.6. The first one is prompt coherence. So I have this image right here, and now let's put it to the test by putting it in both Kling 1.6 and 2.0. The image to video prompt I used is: a girl lights a candle in the dark, the camera slowly pushes in as she smiles softly. A sudden wind blows the flame out and her smile fades. If we take a look at 1.6, we can see that she lighted the candle, she smiled, the camera movement is going alright and there's a glow on her face. But what she did wrong is that there is no light going out as the wind blows it out, and her smile doesn't fade away. So if we take a look at Kling 2.0, then we can see we have the zoom in, which is a bit faster and I like it quite a lot. Then the wind blows the candle out, and as the wind blows her candle out, we can actually see that her smile fades away and she goes into the dark. And that is quite amazing. Like, up until now, I feel like most AIs just had this slow-mo feel to it. And with Kling 2.0, we actually see somewhat of a speed ramp of zooming in onto her face, and it looks quite good. Now let's try this with another image. So I have this dragon right here, and here I want to test out the dynamics. So for the dynamics, I put this prompt right here. A dragon charges forward, roaring and breathing fire. The camera tracks backward in first person as the ground quakes and smoke fills the forest. So quite a difficult prompt. Now let's see what Kling 1.6 made of this. So we have the camera going backwards, we have the dragon walking forwards, the dragon is breathing fire, and it looks quite decent. It is a bit of a slow motion shot, there's no shaking in the ground, and it doesn't feel that like crazy that you're being followed by a dragon. Now if we then go over to Kling 2.0, then we can actually see a lot more movement going on. It looks a lot better, you can see even an explosion coming from the mouth of the dragon, and it really feels like a scene where you're being stalked by that dragon. So honestly, I haven't seen any type of fast moving camera movement like this from any other image generator so far. But we will test it about Google VEO 2 and Runway Gen 4 in a bit, so stay tuned for that. Lastly, for this comparison, we have visual aesthetics. So here I have this image right here, and then the prompt that I used is as followed. A wounded knight leans on his sword, struggling to stay upright. The camera pushes in slowly, showing his labored breath and a defiant gaze. Soldiers clash in the smoky background. So let's see what we both have over here. Looking onto the left, we have Kling 1.6. We have a camera slowly zooming in. He is leaning on his sword, but it doesn't look that dramatic. In the background, there's not much going on. Overall, it still looks good, but if we take a look over at the right, we see a lot more going on. We see people in the background fighting. There's a lot more movement going on. With the person that's holding the sword, you can see he's actually struggling to hold on, and he's badly wounded. So overall, I have to give this to Kling 2.0. This is way better than Kling 1.6. Now let's actually compare Kling 2.0 to Runway Gen 4 and Google VEO 2. So over here on the left hand side, I got Runway Gen 4. In the middle, I got Kling 2.0, and then on the right side, I got Google VEO 2. All of these are generated using an image. All of this is image to video, as that gives the best results and the most control. Now the prompt that I used for this is: a woman stares at her phone, blinking rapidly, her hand trembles and the phone drops to the floor. She covers her mouth, stepping away as the tears well up, and the camera slowly pushes in from the waist up, close up into her face. So as you can see, Runway Gen 4, it just dropped the phone. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, it just doesn't look good. It looks glitchy. there is some movement going on, but it didn't quite follow the prompt. Then we have Kling 2.0, and as you can see, she drops her phone, there's emotion going on, the camera pushes in towards her face to capture that emotion. That's quite amazing. Like honestly, if we compare this to Google VEO 2, Google VEO 2 is good too, like it does follow the prompt. There's just no camera movement going on. I still do think all of them struggle a little bit with the blinking. I do notice at Kling 2.0 we have some blinking going on, but on Google VEO 2 and Runway Gen 4 it's just not as good as Kling 2.0. Next up, we're getting into motion dynamics. So I got this image of a Porsche right here, and this is the prompt that I used. So starting off with Runway Gen 4, the headlights turn red when it enters the tunnel. Only weird thing here is that the car comes out yellow inside the tunnel. Other than that, it looks pretty cool. Then we have Kling 2.0, and this has, like, if we compare all three of them, it has way faster motion. The colors are consistent, and the camera movement switches from left to right, which is quite cool. Overall, I think if I compare to Google VEO 2 even, it did it the best. Google VEO 2 is steady, but it did not enter the tunnel, and we did not see the red light blinking. So overall, Kling 2.0 out of all of these came out the best. Next up, we have an angel that slowly floats down from the sky. Her wings move gently as the sunlight breaks through the clouds. The camera rises slightly, keeping her centered in the frame. So for Runway, I don't know, there's no movement going on of that angel. She is rising slightly, the camera is moving up a little bit, but it's just not, it's just not realistic. Kling 2.0, we see her wings flying. We see her dress is moving beautifully while she's moving her legs also, and the camera is pushing up a little bit. This is quite insane, like this is really, really good. Then Google VEO 2, I like the wing movement that's going on. I do think she is a bit static, like she's not moving up, she's not actually flying. The way her dress looks is pretty cool. But yeah, if I compare all three of them, I still gotta give this one to Kling. It's really, really good compared to the other ones. Next up, let's compare how good the camera intelligence is of these video generators. So with this image, we have multiple different people. We got quite a few different movements going on, and we also got some camera movement in the prompt. So let's see how Runway did. Now, I didn't instruct it to either zoom out or zoom in. So actually, Runway Gen 4, it looks quite good. I just don't know what my brother over here is doing. He doesn't have an instrument in his hands, but he's still kind of like playing the guitar there. Overall, it looks quite good. It doesn't look too bad, like it looks usable. Then overall, Kling 2.0, we have a lot of movement going on. A lot of people are walking. Yeah, every person I see has something to do. It has a bit of morphing, but you do see the storm there, and that's what I prompted it to do. So in terms of like the prompt coherence and the camera movement and like the scene description, there's a lot going on. It looks quite good, but I do think in terms of the morphing that it has some improvement to do. Now looking at Google VEO 2 lastly, then we can see that Google VEO 2, there's just no camera movement at all. Each character looks like it's individual moved. It's like NPCs coming to life. I think only the last 2 seconds of the scene you could use. There's no morphing going on, so it looks quite good, but you cannot tell there's a storm coming. So if we compare it based on the prompt that I gave it, then with Kling 2.0 you can see there's a storm coming. It just has a bit too much morphing going on. So I do think you need to regenerate this a few times in order to get the best result. Next up, I got this image that looks like it is taken straight from a video game. Now this image, we have a difficult prompt to use with it. So I have the prompt: a ninja sprints through the mist towards a samurai. Their swords are clashing, sending sparks and leaves into the air. So if we take a look at Runway, then the ninja is not like sprinting towards them, it's more of in like a standoff. There is some kind of like explosion going on, but it doesn't make any sense. So I wouldn't use Runway Gen 4 for this. Moving on, we got Kling 2.0, and wow, we have even like a spinning sword attack, and then we have all kind of like sparks flying off. I think all of them went a bit wild on these sparks. So if you take a look at Kling, too many sparks going on, but overall it looks quite like a battle scene. If you would remove these sparks, it might be a bit more usable, but because that's in our prompt, we have to deal with that. If we compare it to Google VEO 2, it's not like they're sprinting towards the samurai, so it just seems like he's throwing like one sword attack and that's it. Then they're just standing there like NPCs. Not much camera movement going on either. So yeah, which one is your favorite in this scene? I think Kling 2.0 is best with that spinning attack. Like there's so much movement that is quite bit complex. The only thing that messes it up is the sparks, but overall looks quite cool. Next up, let's try something a bit more difficult. So I have this image of a man right here and he's transforming into a werewolf. So for the prompt, we're specifically looking for the man transforming into a werewolf as he's dropping onto his knees. So if we take a look at Runway Gen 4, there's something going on. He's just standing up, but he's not transforming into a werewolf. Kling 2.0, he is dropping on his knees. Wow. Yeah, that's insane. Like, it's actually doing what we requested. You see him transforming into a werewolf, and you see kind of like the pain that it brings by transforming from human to werewolf. So that's quite impressive. Google VEO 2, we have a very, very slow zoom in, I would say. He's not dropping to his knees. This is not that great. In this case, I would say Kling 2.0 is way better than the rest when it comes to like following the actual prompt. Moving on, we got this image of a troll, and I want to do a camera zoom out where it reveals more of the people that are on the battlefield. So let's take a look at what we have created. We have Runway Gen 4. It looks a bit strange. We have different characters in there, which is cool, but they're not fighting and they're standing pretty statically. So not that great. Kling 2.0, the troll is doing his battle roar and he's almost like throwing his weapon on the ground. And then we zoom out to the other people that are fighting him like it's about to go down, kind of like a final boss battle. Google VEO 2 also looks quite good. We see people behind the guy and not people in front of him fighting him. So overall, yeah, this one is Kling is the best one. There's no doubt about this one. Moving on, I got this image of a puppy on a wooden raft floating gently in the waves. So if we compare all of them, I have a pretty long prompt for this one, and I have like the camera holds a slow wide tracking motion from behind and above. Now the water flows naturally, the water ripples, and we have a few sunbeams that pierce through the clouds. Now if we compare all of them, then we can see Runway Gen 4, it generates these kind of like foamy or like ice like things in there. It almost like drowns the puppy. That's not that great. Kling, it's not that gentle as I hope to assume, but it's still gentle enough that it doesn't like rock the boat over. It looks quite realistic actually. And then for Google VEO 2, to me it appears the boat is going quite fast. I don't know what's going on there. It's still a bit strange. It doesn't look as natural as the other one. Also in terms of the lighting, I think the lighting is most beautiful on Kling 2.0 here. So with the sun rays, with the shadows, yeah, in my opinion, that one is still the best. Okay, now I have quite a difficult image with quite a difficult prompt. So I have this image of a man on a hoverboard, like gliding through the city. If we look at the prompt, then I have a man is speeding through a neon lit city on a glowing hoverboard. The camera follows behind at a low camera angle and he weaves between the traffic, motion blur, and it highlights his speed. So I'm looking for something fast-paced, following him through the city. Runway, yeah, this is terrible. Runway completely messed this one up. Then Kling 2.0, we have him speeding through the city insanely fast. And the camera is just following all of this. It is making all of these scenes up. Like I haven't even given this context as he's going through, taking the turns and all of that. So this is insane. Google VEO 2, it appears he's going against the traffic while looking behind him. It doesn't look that good. Like this is not usable. Like Kling 2.0 outshines every other video generator in this section right here. Yeah, that's insane how good Kling 2.0 is there. Moving on, we have a meteor falling from the sky. Starting off with Runway, there is some weird glow going on underneath that meteor. Overall, it doesn't look too bad, but it looks like this is stretching out. It looks okay. Then Kling 2.0, yeah, I like the smoke that's going on, or like the clouds that it's going through. You can sense like it's the fast pace following the meteor, like it's actually falling. The rest, if I take a look at Google VEO 2, in my opinion, I don't know why with Google VEO 2, it seems like there are birds flying around the meteor, and it all looks like so much slow motion going on. Like slow motion isn't bad, but in this case, you want something that's coming at you like urgently. So to me, Kling 2.0 is best here. Lastly, I got this cheetah right here and I want him to sprint across the savannah as the camera tracks beside it. So let's take a look at Runway Gen 4. Okay, Runway has done a good job on this one. I quite like it. I find the movement quite good and you can see he's actually like sprinting, and it's for the first time it doesn't look like it's slow motion. Then Kling looks pretty good. Like I like the sand that's kicking off. It's a bit slow motion, but you can tell he's sprinting. I think think it looks a bit more realistic than Google VEO 2. Yeah, that cheetah is lazy, like he doesn't want to sprint. Okay, so for this one, it's between Runway Gen 4 and Kling 2.0. I'm very curious to hear from you guys. Out of all of these examples, which one had your preference given the prompt that I gave it? So do you like Runway Gen 4, Kling 2.0 or Google VEO 2 the most? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'm curious to see what you think about it. Now, if you want to try out Kling 2.0 for yourself, then I will leave a link to Kling AI in the description down below. If you want to learn how you can use the elements feature of Kling, then click the video that's on the screen right now, and I will explain to you in depth how it all works.